Hey Roger, where are we?
I've got no idea. Do you think Barry might have spiked our drinks?
Maybe he did add something. We call it Dreamtime out here.
Dreamtime? Please explain.
Dreamtime is a part of our Outback culture. It allows us to connect the past, the present, and the future.
Holy snappin' duck shit. Deja vu all over again?
It's more than déjà vu, my friend. In Dreamtime, the line between what was and what is can shift quicker than a mirage on a desert road.
I think I'll let that one go through to the keeper.
Hey Roger, look who's over there at the bar. It's Kev with another mystery man.
Hey Kev, who are these guys and what's going on here?
I see you've already met Preacher, and this is Shades Nightwalker.
That name Shades Nightwalker keeps popping up like a bad country song.
Yes. Well, it seems that John Ray came to somewhat of a crossroads when he came here.
Where are we now then? And why is old Shady over there wearing sunglasses?
It's Shades, if you don't mind.
Story goes that he came from a pretty dark place, and he likes it that way.
So he wears the shades 24/7.
Like Roy Orbison, right?
Something like that. Anyway, Preacher can tell you where we are and give you his side of the story.
Okay, Mr. Preacher. Can you give us your side of the story and where the bloody hell are we?
Tenterfield, where John Ray and Strat duked it out at the Battle of the Bands.
How did JB and Sally end up in Tenterfield?
John and Sally had to get out of Kalgoorlie in a hurry.
Because of the bikies?
Yeah, the bikies. And the law. Word got out that Shades here was in town too.
When word gets around that I'm in town, people start packing. Let's just say I don't do small talk.
So they ran.
They packed up the Camaro and headed east.
I met them right here one night, when I was doing God's work saving souls.
Hallelujah! Divine intervention.
Yes. Well, they did have some good encounters when they were on the run, and some bad. No offense, Shades.
None taken, Kev.
John Ray was at a fork in the road, so to speak, about to do a deal with the devil himself.
Are we talking about Mr. Nightwalker?
Well, he has been to some dark places, but I'm not sure they were that dark. Were they, Shades?
Well, I do sometimes wear sunglasses after dark.
I tried to convince John Ray to take the path of righteousness and goodness, and to believe that there is always light at the end of any dark tunnel.
How did you go about that then?
Well, it went down like this.
There might be some answers to the questions on your mind, but you don't have to look too far, just seek and you will find. You only have one life to live. You've been walking on a tightrope, your back's against the wall, but just keep moving forward. If you look down you will fall. You only have one life to live. A long and winding road is ahead of you. Take a leap of faith, it's what you've got to do. You've got to give it your all. Or are you just another brick in the wall? There's a rainbow up there in the sky, somewhere a pot of gold, but don't believe it's out of reach, 'cause that's what you've been told. You only have one life to live. The time has come to heed the call and lend a helping hand. The people need someone to hand. You only have one life to live. Life can be a tangle you down now which way to turn. Just put your best foot forward, it's a lesson you should learn. You only have one life to live. A long and winding road is ahead of you. Take a leap of faith, it's what you got to do. You got to give it your all, or are you just another brick in the wall?
So, Preacher, did JB pick up what you were putting down?
Well, unfortunately, I was up against a guy who was playing with a stacked deck.
You're talking about Shades again, right? He seemed to take off in a hurry when he saw Jimbo.
Let's just say Shades won't be getting a Christmas card from Jimbo.
All right, Preacher, back up a bit. Why did Shades have the upper hand?
Shades was holding all the aces. He had some evidence that could put Sally behind bars for a long time.
What sort of evidence?
Fingerprints on the smoking gun they found when someone made him pay for what he'd done.
Yes, but Sally had evidence of her own that'd make Shades wish he'd stayed dead.
Sounds like a Mexican standoff.
She had a laptop in her backpack. It never left her sight, but he could see when he looked into her eyes that something wasn't right. She had it locked down with a password, a simple 4-digit key. But John was able to break the code. He didn't like what he did see.
So John Ray didn't like what he saw on Sally's laptop.
Shades had been up to no good in many ways, but he had crossed a line that Sally couldn't accept.
That hard drive showed things that should never have happened and things that never did happen.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yes. Deep fakes, fraud, the dark web, the underworld, you name it. But some of it was too personal for Sally.
And even worse, he was known to cheat when playing golf.
That's as low as you can go, isn't it?
Sounded like it should have been a slam dunk. Lock him up and throw away the key.
John wanted to take the evidence to the authorities. He thought it would be game over for Shades.
Yeah, but Shades still had one ace up his sleeve.
There would have to be a change of plan. A story would have to be told. They would take it to the authorities before the case went cold. You see, they found him lying in a pool of blood. Beside him was a smoking gun. And to this day, no one has really shown for what he'd done. Run, Sally, run. Run, Sally, run. Run through the shadows into the sun. Run through the shadows into the sun.
The Outback's a big place, but when the dust settles, it gets small real quick.
Shades claimed he had the smoking gun, said Sally's fingerprints were all over it.
Yeah, but it would be curtains for Shades if John and Sally went to the cops with that laptop.
A deal was made that everyone could walk away from.
So the deal was that Shades would become John's manager.
Legend has it that John Ray sold his soul at the crossroads to get some licks.
Licks? What are licks?
Guitar riffs, Roger. You know, like a hook or an earworm that can make you $1 million.
$1 million if you're lucky, and if the taxman's looking the other way.
Or if Shades gets his bean counter to do some creative accounting.
Right. So he sold his soul for guitar lessons and fishing lessons.
Something like that, only his teacher was from way down south. And I'm not talking about Melbourne.
So the deal was that Shades would become John's manager.
Shades was not the sort of bloke you would trust with your wallet or your soul.
The deal was done, but John needed to get a band together, so he went to all the live music venues in Tenterfield looking for musicians who might even make the devil tap his foot.
And did they find them?
Yep, Billy Green and Robbie Collins. They called Robbie Prince Charming. His bass playing was so smooth it would make your beer go flat.
And what did they call Billy Green?
Corky. He once tried to open a bottle of champagne with his drumstick. The cork flew straight into the singer's eye.
John could play the blues, rock and roll, swing and R&B. He could even play Stairway to Heaven on a 4-string ukulele. Money Man is match at the Battle of the Bands at the Tenterfield Rodeo. He had come a long way to get this far, but he still had a long way to go.
So John met his match, did he? If John could play like Jimmy Page, the other guy must have been unbelievable.
Yes, he was up against Strat Fassbender. He had a lot of showmanship and a lot of smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, but John, Robbie and Corky were tight as a groupie's jeans.
Roger, have you got any idea what that means?
No, but hopefully I'll figure it out soon.
Well, Robbie could play the bass as smooth as an iced latte on a hot summer's day, and Billy played the drums like John Bonham after 3 espressos.
John who? No, just kidding, Denise. Of course I know who he is.
Yeah, sure, Kev. And I suppose he did some gigs with you and the Kelvinators too.
I suppose we'll be going to the Battle of the Bands next.
Hey, Barry, are you going to spike our drinks again?
Well, maybe, but you'll need a glass or two before we go there.
My shout.
So this must be where it all happened. Wow. I wasn't expecting anything like this.
Yeah, Denise, this is bigger than Ben-Hur.
Ben who? Anyway, this is where the epic guitar duel went down, but it wasn't just John and Strat up there on that stage.
The 2 coffee guys?
Yeah. Corky and Robbie. They were great players and Strat was happy to use them as his backing band, but he knew he would have to lift his game to keep up with them.
So where did John meet those guys?
Corky was playing with a 3-piece jazz outfit at the Saddler's Tavern. He called it elevator music, but the champagne was on the house. After the set, John bought him a drink and told him about the upcoming guitar duel. John could see that Corky had the technique and the energy to make the house rock. Corky just grinned and said, "As long as there's beer on tap, I'm in." Robbie was playing with a blues band in a pub out on Bald Rock Road. The band was playing a great song, but it was Robbie holding it all together.
500 tea bags, 1 cup every day. That's how long it's been now since you went away.
He was the smoothest bass player north of Tamworth. Every groove and every note was right on the money. John could see that Robbie would be able to cut it in the big time.
Funky too, he did the rock and roll. He the fire burning 'cause the sky is crying, just like it did for Stevie Ray. Too late now 'cause there was no way of knowing. Time was ticking away. Well, I have heard sounds as pure as gold, Fabian, never to grow old. There was only ever one burning desire, to pour some gasoline onto the fire.
Keep the fire alight like a survivor on an island. Climb the highest mountain till you get to the top. There is a ship on the horizon, we'll take you to the mainland. The music will never stop.
So, Kev, was there a winner on the night?
Let's just say the jury's still out on that one, but music was definitely the winner on that night.
So where to next, Kev?
Melbourne. Sally reckoned it was time to take things up another level.
Why are we waiting? And what are we waiting for? If we wait too long, it'll be too late. So what are we waiting for?
So they headed down south to figure things out. They thought they had something to prove. A long day's journey into night with no end in sight, waiting to make their next move. God had met up with the devil at the crossroads, sold his soul to get some licks. They all got down and dirty late at night, and that is how they got their kicks.
Robbie's band, the Cold Shot Blues Band, had done a few gigs at the Last Chance Hotel at Docklands Bay. So Robbie was able to line up some Friday night gigs.
Hey Denise, this Last Chance hotel place sounds like the Hotel California. If we check in, we might never be able to leave.
Good one, Roger. A couple more of Barry's shardies in California might be where we're going next.
You might be right there, Denise. Anyway, Shades Nightwalker was now their manager, and he hadn't wasted any time.
Yeah, a record deal, tour dates, but first they needed a lot of hours in the rehearsal studio and a lot of gigs.
Every Friday night here for 6 months. The word got out, the crowd got bigger, and the band got tighter.
Is this when those groupies came into the picture?
Roger, trust you to want to know about them.
Robbie and Corky didn't exactly discourage them, but there was a bigger picture to focus on.
John was only interested in Sally. Their romance was like a country and western song with passion, aching hearts and some feedback. The chemistry was there, on and off the stage.
Now you're talking my language. Is this going to be R-rated?
You wish, Roger.
Parental guidance, Roger. But the crowd could see and feel the connection, the kind you can't fake, and the love still lingers in this room to this day.
Yeah, it was just John and Sally up there on the stage. And it was that steamy it made the paint peel off the ceiling.
They flew to LA, first class went away, thinking they would never return. They were living it up in the fast lane. I guess they had money to burn. But living on the road and late night shows, in the end it take its toll. They were two kids living the American dream, sex and drugs and rock and roll. I have seen the light, and I now guess what to do. And it'll be alright if I can make you see it too. Turn on your love light and let it shine on endlessly. Turn on your love light and let it shine on me. Yeah, let it shine on me.
The stars are out tonight, but it's getting dark and I can't see. The moon is shining bright, while the shadows lights shine on me. Yeah, turn it on and turn it up. Yeah, turn it on and turn it up.
Hey, Roger. I guess we must be in California now. This place looks way too classy for an Outback pub.
You might be right there, Denise, but look who else is here. Barry's over there at the bar, and surprise, surprise, Kev and Shades are here too.
Okay, Barry, where are we and why are we here?
The Heartbreak Cafe, Los Angeles, California. Drinks, anyone?
Is this like the Heartbreak Hotel, but with coffee?
Shut up, Roger. The Heartbreak Cafe seems like a bit of a sad name for a hotel. Is this where it all started for the band?
No, this is where it all ended.
Yep, living in the fast lane and late night shows. In the end, it took its toll.
They played night after night, small venues at first, then big stadiums, the Fillmore, the Hollywood Bowl, you name it.
It was all too much for Sally, and she still had that dark cloud hanging over her head.
Why is everyone looking at me?
So the karaoke queen went back to LA. She wanted to live her own dream. She didn't want to take a chance on a third-rate romance. At least that's the way it did seem. For an encore at the end of every show, John would play his favorite song. He would take a bow, blow a kiss to the crowd. I'll ask him all to sing along.
That was the last show that the band played together, and of course, his favourite song was Love Light.
But it wasn't the same without Sally, and now that she had gone, it felt like he was playing to an empty room.
So that must have been the end of the line for the band, and for Shades.
The engine room of the band had been blowing smoke for a while. Same old story. Too much ego, too many late nights, and in the end, burnout or worse.
Billy just wanted to have a good time. He spent nearly all of his money on booze, women, and gambling, and wasted the rest.
And one night, after a few too many, he was driving too fast in his Corvette and a tree got in his way.
Robbie thought he had a good luck charm, but his luck ran out when he stuck a needle in his arm one too many times.
So that was the end of the line for the band. And when the dust settled, Shades was the only winner.
John had lost his mojo now that he had lost his band members. Shades had dealt a crooked hand, and now John was playing solitaire. They say you can take a man out of the Outback, but you can't take the Outback out of a man. So John wanted to go back there, but first he needed to find Sally and make sure she was okay. He would spend his last night in LA at the Heartbreak Cafe, still searching for answers.
Went out last night, I was looking for clues. I wore out the soles on my boogie shoes. One step forward, two steps back. It's getting harder every day to stay on track. One more roll of the dice, I'd give you everything and I wouldn't think twice. Nothing comes easy, that's what they say. Turn on your light and show me the way. I thought it'd be just a walk in the park. Well, I guess I got left in the dark. Turn it on, turn it on, turn it on, and turn it on. Yeah, well, turn it on, and turn it on.
Can we just back up a bit here? So Corky and Robbie had checked out and Shades took off with all the money, right?
But why did the karaoke queen go back to LA?
Yeah. What happened to the love light? Did someone turn the power off?
Yeah, well, John was certainly left in the dark. But Sally had a lot to deal with, and it was all too much for her. When you're living in the fast lane, the wheels eventually fall off, and Shades was a constant reminder of a past she was trying to forget.
So she wanted to live her own dreams. She didn't want to be just a singer in a rock and roll band.
And I guess the groupies were a bit of a problem for Sally too.
They were hanging around like seagulls when the sun comes up over Santa Monica Boulevard.
They just wanted to have fun, right?
Yep, and they were sticking around like blowflies on flypaper in January.
So how did it all work out for Sally then?
Well, Sally was a long way from home, and the bright lights of a big city like LA can cast some pretty long shadows. Endless auditions, broken promises, cold nights, the casting couch. In the end, she was broken, and she didn't want John to see her that way.
I've been walking all day around the streets of LA, and now it's late at night and there's no one in sight. I'm drinking at the Heartbreak Cafe, one more glass of cheap wine, and everything will be fine. She's a hard habit to break, but it's too hard to take, and there's too much at stake to put it all on the line. Every time I call her up, they say that she's not there. She's on the streets of LA, and she's got nothing to say to me anymore. And every time I see her as she's walking down the street, she just turns and walks away, like she's got nothing to say to me anymore. Hey, waiter, bring me one more. Ain't nothing else to live for. If I can't find a room that's cheap, I guess I'll have to sleep in the doghouse outside your back door. One more glass of cheap wine, and everything will be fine. She's a hard habit to break, but it's too hard to date. There's too much at stake to put it all on the line. Every time I call her up, they say that she's not there. She's on the streets of LA, and she's got nothing to say to me anymore. And every time I see her as she's walking down the street, she just turns and walks away, like she's got nothing to say to me anymore. She came to LA on a dream train, but now that she's come this far, it's the casting couch, the sidewalks, and they told her that she'd be a star. I could ride into the distance if she wants me to, paint a pretty picture out of black and blue, shoot an arrow through the heart of a love that's true, if that's what I have to do.
Does she think it's fair? Then she can turn her back on me and walk away, pretend that she just doesn't care. Well, everything will be fine. One more glass of cheap wine. She's a hard habit to break, but it's too hard to take, and it's too much at stake to put it all on the line. Every time I call her up, they'd say that she's not there. She's on the streets of LA, and she's got nothing to say to me anymore. And every time I see her as she's walking down the street, she just turns and walks away, like she's got nothing to say to me anymore. The streets of LA are so lonely, and now she can't find her way home. She's lost in a world of confusion, made out of neon and crown. I could ride into the distance if she wants me to, paint a pretty picture out of black and blue, shoot an arrow through the heart of love that's true, if that's what I have to do.
Hey Denise, we're back at the Last Chance Hotel. This might be the end of the line for JB and for our pub crawl.
I hope you're right, Roger. I'm not sure if I can take much more of this. I've run out of tissues.
Hey Kev, can you tell us what happened with Sally and why we're here? We've got a chopper to catch back in Birdsville.
No worries, Roger. That heli pub crawl outfit are never late. Just like the night tram.
The night tram. Are we catching a tram? What time does it leave?
6:38, and like I said, it's never late, but no, we're not catching it.
Thank Christ for that. It's a long way to Birdsville. But what about Sally? And what's the night tram got to do with the price of eggs?
Well, John ended up drinking alone at the Heartbreak Cafe. Sally just walked away and disappeared into the LA fog like a neon ghost.
So John came back here. Was he looking to start another band?
No, he was haunted by ghosts from the past, And maybe he was trying to exorcise some demons. No one really knows.
Sounds like he was a couple of sausages short of a barbecue.
Maybe. But everything he owned was in his backpack. He had an uncertain future and now he was trying to forget about the past.
Sounds like there could be another song before the pub crawl is over.
Could be more than just one.
I've been waiting all day for the night tram to Docklands Bay. We played at the Last Chance Hotel on Friday nights back in the day. Yeah, now the night tram is never late. It will be leaving here at 6:38. Somehow you found a way to get through the day. Now you won't have too much longer to wait. I've been walking down Flinders Street, waiting for the sun to go down. Tonight I could beat you can wheel a 6-piece band in a bar down at Harbour Town. Yeah, now the night tram is free to ride. You can stay on it all night long. Forget about the past, good times are meant to last. Write another song. I've been waiting all day for the night tram to take me back to where we started. We had a good thing going on, but now it's over. Night tram, take me downtown, down to the end of the line. We'll get the band back past. Admit that you were wrong. I've been waiting all day for the night train to take me back to where we started. We had a good thing going on, but now it's over. Night tram, take me downtown, down to the end of the line. We'll get the band back together when we meet on platform 9. We'll get the band back together when we meet on platform 9.
Can you hear it coming?
I'm waiting for the night train.
Yeah, can you hear it coming?
I'm waiting for the night train.
Can you hear it coming?
I'm waiting for the night train.
Yeah, can you hear it coming?
I'm waiting for the night train.
Can you hear it coming?
I'm waiting for the night train.
Wow, Barry. That Dreamtime Chardonnay of yours has certainly made our visit here memorable.
Yeah. Can we get a dozen bottles to go?
I'm afraid it might be illegal anywhere south of Birdsville, and I wouldn't advise serving it up at a dinner party.
Yeah, serve it up at a dinner party and you might find out about things that have been kept a secret since year 9.
Okay, we might give the wine a miss. We already know too much about some of our friends.
Anyway, we hope it all worked out for JB and Sally.
We might find out next time we come here.
You might be on your own there, Roger.
Looks like your ride's arrived.
Yep, and you've still got some more stops on your pub crawl. The Crab Claw Resort, the Dundee, the Dead Dingo Tavern, the Walkabout Oasis, and maybe even the famous pub with no beer.
an hour ride to the nearest town on the Lost Highway. There ain't no cars. At night you can see Jupiter and Mars. Certain future, a forgotten past, a long way to the end of the month, moving way too fast. I'll take my chances on a dusty